How would it feel to have a thriving fitness business and have the freedom to enjoy life at the fullest? Well, that is exactly what the Trainer Revenue Multiplier Show is going to give you. My name is Mathew Park. This is Jaime Filer.
Hey guys.
And we are here to serve.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Trainer Revenue Multiplier Show. As always, I am your host, Jaime Filer, and today I'm joined by the incomparable Ross Cowan. How are you, sir?
I'm very well, Jamie. Thank you so much for having me, mate. I'm beyond excited as always. So
I feel like this one gets you fired up. As soon as I said funnels, you're like, yeah.
Well, we had the choice between niches and funnels, and I'm all over funnels at the moment. So I'm looking forward to giving us.
I had a feeling it was time relevant also to you, given where you were in your business. So I guess the first thing we should do, right? When people think funnels, we are not standing on our heads on a beer keg, right? That's a different kind of funnel. It's a fun funnel, but not a business funnel. Talk to us about what a funnel is.
The way that I describe a funnel is that if you imagine you're going on dates in the bar all the time, okay? You're on having a little Tinder moment. So you're going on a date every single night. And when you go to that date, you're going to be pitching yourself as a human being, right? Some nights you're going to be good. Some nights you're not going to be too good. But over the course of 2 weeks, you're going to start to convert those dates. Make of that whatever you will. What a funnel is going to be is you're going to be like, look, you could look back over the dates over those last 2 weeks and be like, on that Thursday, that was the best conversation. I was confident, but not drunk. And the things that I said converted at the highest possible rate. And what a funnel is going to allow you to do is to record that conversation, record the language, record the message you're getting across, and make sure that every other date that you have is automatically doing that for you. The reason why we did discover this is because same as everyone else, this is obviously going to be only relevant for people when you're an online business. But what we found was that we went from having lots of DM conversations all the time to lots of people and saying roughly the same thing. And then because our social media rapidly grew and then our email list rapidly grew, we found that we had to have a way of automating all of these messages. Otherwise, you just get buried in it too much. So that's what a funnel is. It's a way of making sure that you can always show up your absolute best to every single person who comes in. So you are converting all of your dates.
Brilliant. Brilliant, Ross. Thank you. So guys, picture literally an upside down pyramid, right? Your 50,000, 30,000 followers on Instagram, your 150,000 on TikTok. All right. That is that wide base of the pyramid that's on top. Okay. We do something to capture them. Perhaps that's a call to action regarding downloading an ebook, a calorie calculator, join this 1 week challenge, 5-day detox, whatever it is. And then slowly we are going down to that finest point whereby Ross is able to get them on a call, right? That would be how the funnel ends technically, right?
Yeah.
Cool.
And here's what I learned is that, especially I believe in the last 12 months, the industry has massively changed due to COVID. What I mean by this is that I did the research, and this is 875,000 personal trainers in the US and UK alone lost their ability to earn income overnight when the gym shut during COVID. So then what happened was there was a small little group of people who were doing online coaching, and I was part of those people. And then a tidal wave of all these trainers getting online, having to sell their services. So this funnel that Jamie was talking about, which is like a free product and this and that, was actually just send someone a DM message. Do you want to get on a call? Someone was quite happy to jump on a call with a relative stranger and do this. But now what's happened is the distance or the depth of that funnel has grown massively. Not only did everyone do it at the same time, huge amounts of people have had bad experiences. They're sick to death of commenting on someone's post and then having get some spammy message in their inbox saying, oh, hey, do you want to jump on a free call? Do you want this? Do you want that? And people are like, no, I don't really want to do that anymore. So what we need to do is make sure that we're a bit more smart and articulate in how we do these things. You need to add as much value as you possibly can. And that's what I really, really noticed.
Okay. What does that look like? How do you add value if they're jaded and cynical about hopping on a call with you and they think it's a spammy message?
Number one is have a really good like tripwire or like lead magnet. So Jamie said that adds to the absolute top of the funnel. If you think of all of your free content, you doing an amazing post on Instagram is not really the top of your funnel. That's you just giving value and getting people to build a relationship with you. The second thing is having something that you can get people's data. You must must get people's data. Jaime talks about this all the time. You are only borrowing data or people when you're on social media. You need to own that. So you have to be able to swap that data for something. Calorie calculator. The most important thing is that if you do not have your niche first, you can create a product or something free for people that they may not want. So for us, a calorie calculator, it could be an ebook. Something that we've been testing, which is really effective, is if you have a coaching company where you do group coaching videos with your current clients, you can cover a topic that you know is going to be really useful to people. So if it's people who are struggling with counting calories and macros, is how to eat the food you want without sabotaging the results video. And you literally record the video of you talking to all of your clients and you give that as free content. That gives people content they can swap their details for. Plus it shows that you're a really high level coach and you're helping people already.
So I think what you mentioned 5 minutes ago about the one click, literally, right? It's the Amazon method. It's the Amazon business model. What do? You see something, you act on impulse, you click it, it arrives on your door the next day. Instant gratification. Yes. So this again leads into capturing people's information as quickly as possible. There is an immediate exchange. The second you give me your email, there will be a calorie calculator in your inbox, right?
Yep. And the way when you're getting to like the funnels, as in going back to the bar, and obviously they need to see your face. It has to be something that shows your face in a video, saying a message that should sound like it's going exactly to them. Exactly to them. The next stage in this, I know this is where we're getting to, is once you have the information, if your business is based around getting people on a call, which I'm assuming a lot of people are, because we're doing like medium to high ticket, you're going to be selling stuff that people must understand the value with before they part. We're not selling low ticket stuff, otherwise it's not relevant. Is in that point, you might have to understand that by the time they click something and actually turn up to the call, you have to overcome objections in advance. You have to. You absolutely must. And what we learn is that because we like 10x the amount of people who are coming through, if you only have 5 potential clients and 2 of them booking a call and 1 of them doesn't show up, it doesn't make a huge difference in a way that when you have 30, 40 people in a week not turn up for a call, you learn really, really quickly. So here's what we learn is that actually there are a huge amount of people who are introverted who would never actually come on a call anyway, unless you ask them. There's only 2 of us on here. I know I'm not an introverted person. Jaime would admit that she is. So that means if me and Jaime are looking to go and buy Bob's services and there's only one button that says you have to book a call, 50% of those people might leave straight away. So a ninja top tip for everyone is that under any call booking link, have a button that says, would you prefer an email response? It seems silly, right? But so many people are actually, yes, please, which means you get an opportunity to then send them a pre-recorded video that's going to give them some information.
That's perfect. And then, I mean, it also leads into, Ross, the second half of our topic today, which is a campaign, right? Yes. Because what happens as soon as you give them their information, that's when we hit part 2 or part B of lead capturing, right? So talk to me about different campaigns.
So a different kind of campaign is that if someone comes in and they're coming in, your goal is always to get them onto a call so you can build a relationship and you can convert them. Now, I've seen this time and time again. People have a link on their website or whatever their call to action is, and they'll be like, click this, send me an email, and then I'm going to book you in for a call. Is that no? Jaime's already said this. You must have the fastest route between 2 distances. That link must click and go onto a page which allows them to book the call. But what we learn is that if you can have a video, and I'm going to make sure that I can give people options, because obviously we're doing this quite high level, but to have an extra step in there before, if someone clicks on that button and then they get the opportunity to book a call, you can have a video saying, hey, just so you know, like only a very small % of people ever get to this point. Congratulations for taking action. All I need you to do is take the next small step, which is booking on a call. I want you to know that booking yourself on this call does not commit you to anything. The only thing waiting on the other side is someone who's super excited to meet you and absolutely passionate about helping you get the results that you want. And what you've done is before they even get the opportunity to push the button, it's overcome some objections, because everyone thinks the same thing. They think, God, I'm going to go in there. They're going to corner me. They're going to make me feel guilty. I'm going to feel pressure. And then what happens? You are literally just like knocking out the legs of a table one by one, taking off all the objections. So by the time they get up on the call, they're actually happy and excited to be there. And trust me, as someone who collects a load of data, if you are not doing, even if all the stuff I give you today, if you just did one of them, it'll increase your business by 20%, just one. You don't have to do all of them if it was just the email response, but that thing specifically is super important. Another thing
Yes.
is
Go ahead.
at some
keep reading
point, please make sure that you have like an FAQ section, which is overcoming people's objections. So if they're on a page where it says, oh, like, congratulations, you booked your call, have a look at some testimonials at the bottom of the page. And that says like, oh, common question is that, what if finances are an issue? Like, oh, a video of you saying why finances are not going to be an issue. What if my partner objects? Literally tell them exactly why this is not going to be a problem for them, because that means you do not have to overcome the objections when you get onto the call, or most importantly, do not make it a determining factor whether they get on the call or not.
I like that. I like that a lot. And that speaks to something you said before, that it's all about building a relationship, right? When you talked about knocking the legs out from the table, it's not in a shady way. It's one step closer to you getting your clients or the prospects the help that they need regarding their mental health, their physical health, whatever it is you help them empower to do, right?
Of course. I truly believe that if anyone's watching or listening to this podcast right now, so you're here for the right reasons. You're constantly educating yourself because you are so passionate about helping people become the people that they fucking deserve to be, right? Yep. But you have to overcome a load of objections and the fact that they may have been stung hundreds of times before, especially in the fitness industry. They probably spent 30 years of their life going after one crappy diet after another. So you have to take the time to overcome that stuff. It's super important. And all the stuff that I'm talking about, like these little stages and these little funnels, and we'll give you certain bits of software that you can use, which is simple. But the reason you're putting all this stuff in place and automating it is so you can get on those calls. But you've got to understand it doesn't matter what automations you have, nothing beats building relationships.
Yep.
If we could sit there all day, every single day, doing messages and doing voice notes and doing videos for all these people, I would fucking do it, because it's more effective than having to set up a huge funnel, but that's not realistically where we need to be. So you have to find that perfect synergy of having enough stuff automated so you can get deeper into those relationships rather than take yourself out, which is a massive mistake.
Yeah. The other thing about that, Ross, and I do think there's something to be said. I mean, people can't be fooled. They've been fooled enough in 2020 and 2021, even dating back. The fitness industry has been manipulating people forever. People, like we said, they're jaded and cynical. Even if people know that your video wasn't made specifically for them, if the message you're delivering speaks to, right? How many people still read their horoscope every day? Okay. I am one of probably a billion Virgos in the world. But the second I read my horoscope, it's just like, you get me. And I know that it wasn't designed for Jaime Filer, but your videos, Emily's videos, her TikTok, the content pillars, it's as though you're speaking to me. So you guys, another reason why automation is okay. As long as you're saying the right things, you don't have to have a, hey, Jaime, in front of every one of your messages.
No. And what you're saying is exactly right, which is why it's so important that we understand that these kind of funnels and things we're talking about is definitely in the latter stages of building out your business, because there's no point you can have the sexiest funnel in the world, but if you have no idea how to communicate with your client, have got a really good base of testimonials and people who you can share the experience and know with their language, you must be able to have a conversation with your client and then be able to turn around and be like, it's like you pulled the thoughts and idea out of my head. If you haven't had those moments, then definitely don't start building out the funnels. But that's why it's so important, because then when you have that, you must be able to leverage that to the highest possible ability, because we're all here for fucking impact, right? It's as simple as that. You can be the best coach in the world, but if no one knows who you are or where you're hanging out, then you're doing everyone a disservice, right?
Yep. And that goes back to the first stage of the funnel of the upside down pyramid, which is how are we getting people in, and are we creating that value add they actually need? Very few people actually need a banded only workout anymore. There is an abundance of that, right? Nobody's niche audience, unless it's PT or rehab, specifically required. Let's get away from that. Let's start creating stuff people are going to download and buy. Let's start delivering way more value. Now, when we were discussing the topic today via WhatsApp, you mentioned the word levels. Talk to me about the different levels of either funnels or campaigns.
Yeah. So different levels is depending on where you are and obviously where your business is growing to. But level one is you must have some kind of link tree. like you said, a very simple click on this, get this thing solution for yourself. Now, I can't remember, you know what the name of the app is, Jamie, right? I told you this on a group coaching call. You sent me the name of the app, and this is something that's come up.
Stanwith.me. I got you.
Stanwith.me. Thank you so much for that. This is a perfect example of where technology is going now. So just from levels, I'll keep it super simple. Stanwith.me is basically, that's level 1. This is a bit of software that you can get, which is a link tree, which will allow you to create a very simple funnel. Click on this, see a video of me, buy this thing here. That's it. And then the next level above that is going to be something like ClickFunnels. So think Russell Brunson. ClickFunnels, which means you are now going to be designing your own pages and funnels, which is quite sexy and high level. And then you get full on active campaign. I have got data on 50,000 women. I know where they live, what time zone they're in, their bra size. I'm joking, but like I have so much data, but that's why I can give really solid advice on this stuff, because I have that level, but you don't need to be there. But you must, absolutely must have at least level 1. You must have something, okay?
Yep. Even
if you're using it just to experiment and learn, is the message that I'm getting out connecting the right people? Just because my client Tracy said she really loves it when I say this, if I put it out onto social media and get a load of bobs back, you're like, okay, fair enough. I need to get better on my message, but that's what we will teach you. So something very simple like that is super powerful. But does that make sense about the levels?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Now let's
know when you need it. You will know when you need it.
Yes. But guys, again, like Ross said, you don't have to implement everything all at once. Start with the link tree, or start with the correct landing page for your audience, or start with the right value addition for your clientele.
I will add a caveat to that quickly, is that when you take information, definitely use a client questionnaire or like a coaching application. It's really important. Basic information, people. You must have their name, their email address, and their phone number. Phone numbers. You're going to see a lot of people who are big in social media started doing like text campaigns. Because here's the thing, like even when you send someone a DM on social media, 90% of people see it, about 15% of people respond. And that's if you're really, really good. Email is good, but people have multiple emails. And if you do not have something, and there's nothing stopping those people giving you a fake email. And until you have an active campaign level of system that like weeds these things out, you're not going to know. So get as much information as you can. I'd get some kind of financial question in there as well, but what their challenges are, how long it's been a problem for them. If someone's going to take 2 minutes to give you information, get some good level of information. Because if they are the person who turns up on the call and you already know all the challenges that they're facing, you're going to look so much better because you understand the challenges they have and you can solve them for them on the call. Worst case scenario, you may have 10,000 people who've not spoken to yet, but you know exactly what their challenge is. And when they put their hand up, you can solve that problem for them or even create content around the challenge that they have.
Yep.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yep. 100%. Because again, NO could either be next opportunity, we move on, or it can be a not yet. Right? People aren't ready yet.
I prefer a no to a yes, Jamie. I'm going to go. I'm going to throw it out. I've heard someone say no, and then tell me the reason why it's a no, rather than give me an insincere yes.
Oh, 100%. Manufactured yes, a counterfeit yes.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. So are you happy with that? Like, yeah, it's good. So what do you do next? They're like, I don't know. I need to think about it. Is that no? What you really need is that. Look, is this going to work for you? They're going to be like, you know what? No. Is that okay? Cool. So what was it? Was it this? Was it that? You can always ask more questions. I'm digressing, but
no, you're not, because this brings me to the next, not level, I guess the next subtopic of campaigns. People say, yes, we service them. We give them the best product in the world. We give them ourselves. We solve their problems. What campaign do we utilize when someone says, I'll think about it? Or if it's a straight up no, do we even give them a campaign for that?
Of course, Jamie, you're going to know this. What's the percentage of people that you would close on a first call? I'm going to caveat that question by saying that Jaime Filer is a little bit of a unicorn in the industry. She is beyond good at what she does. Therefore, whatever number comes out of her mouth is not a fair representation of calls closed.
The average is like 2%. I think the average salesperson gets like a 10% close rate right away.
Perfect,
right?
Which is a really good place to start. So even if you're really, really good at what you do, you're going to close 1 in 10 people. but that's just because it's the first exchange. And here's some interesting stats that I've learned from asking from all of my current clients that they did social media lurking, i.e. being in a free Facebook group, looking at all the videos, not commenting on anything for 4 months before they showed up.
Hey, that's massive. Yep. Go ahead.
So what that means is if someone comes on board and they are not there right now, like Jamie said, no, it just means next opportunity. You have to have from level 1, some kind of follow-up process, some kind of follow-up response. We talk about ninja follow-up in TRM. So if that person says no, what you're going to do is going to reach out to them the next day with some kind of content, some kind of article, something you can do that's going to give them value on what their problem was. They're like, you know what, I'm really struggling with emotional eating. You couldn't connect with them enough on that call for them to trust you to come on board, but you send them an article or something that was useful. Level 2, make sure that you've got just a little collection of free trainings that you know are the top 3 problems that everyone has. I've spoken about this already. It could be the same thing that you use as a lead magnet at the top of that funnel. It'd be like a free training of top 5 tips on how to eat out without sabotaging your results or something like that. And you could send it to them the next day. Bang, send that information. Say, look, I just want to send this over. Hope this is useful. And for me personally, they go into active campaign. I've got a 7 email sequence with like little yes or no things that come up. I'm going to look after them all the way through. By the time they come back on board, I'm actually in a position now where I prefer someone to come on board, be honest, have not built enough trust yet, because I know when they go back into my funnel, 3 weeks later, it's going to come back out. Short answer, Jamie, yes, of course, you should always have something.
Okay. Brilliant. Okay. That was the right answer, Ross. All right. So my 3 takeaways from this call, and then obviously you can add your own. Number 1, market research is first and foremost. You have no platform, you will have no clients unless you do the market research, unless you know what problems need to be solved, unless you know what value to add.
Of course.
Number 2, you don't own social media. Ross, I sent you a message this morning saying, hey, are you having the same problem with TikTok in that you can't see any of your videos at all? Right? Guys, TikTok has the prerogative to shut you down at any given moment. They don't give an F. And then the last one is follow-ups apply to everybody. Yes, no's, and maybes.
100%. More so for the no's. More so for the notes. We'll learn more about that. Okay, just quickly then. Interestingly, when we had the Facebook, Instagram shutdown for 48 hours and everyone lost their S and they didn't know what to do, we sent out 1 email and made 4.5K in 2 hours because we owned the people's data, and we sent emails that, feeling lost without Facebook and Instagram, ? Or, hey, Tracy. And then everyone's like, yes, me. And was like, funny enough, we're always here to support you. I've got an offer for you right now. Bang, done. Which is the power of this, okay? Because there's an opportunity in everything. Lastly, it's just you can always automate everything. And I've been through the process of doing this before. I feel like we went too far the other way. And what happens is you get disconnected from people. You can automate things down to, even you can send out an email to 20 people and there's little custom fields that will change it, but it's not sincere. The only reason we're doing this is so you can increase the relationship portion of your business. We do this stuff to get into it, not to get out. Can't stress that enough, okay? Anyone can pay someone to do automations, but no one can be or show up as good as you. And it's as simple as that.
Brilliant. Ross, thank you guys so much. Ross, remind everyone again, your Instagram and TikTok. Guys, if you're listening to this, you should totally fangirl over his girlfriend, Emily, because she's phenomenal. But more importantly, take a look at what they're doing. Look at successful people. Ross, what do you always say? What does success leave?
Clues, always.
Hey, go look at what they're doing. Go look at his standwith.me. Go look at her TikTok. Take a look at what successful people are doing and go do that.
Yes. Emily Hackett Fitness with 2 T's. Hackett with 2 T's. Emily Hackett Fitness on Instagram and on TikTok. And click on all the buttons. Go in the link tree, click the buttons, go into their funnel. And if you are one of my niche market, I'll see you on a coaching call very, very soon. And you will be my client. Done.
Ross, thank you so much for being on this call, delivering so much value, entertainment, inspiration. We appreciate it. Guys, if you like today's podcast, please feel free to share it on your Instagram, your Facebook, wherever. Subscribe, rate us high, because we always try and deliver the utmost value to you guys. Thank you all so much for listening. on whatever podcast platform you're listening to, whether that's iTunes, Stitcher, Spotify, whatever. We appreciate you. And thank you so much for joining the TRM show.